What we are asked to do in this problem number 9 is to use our graphing calculators to match the equation right here to one of these four graphs. So first up, we need to solve for y. We need to get y equals something because that's how we put things in our calculator. So let's solve for y. So to solve for y, I think what I'll do first here is I'm going to subtract this 2x. So subtract the 2x. So I will subtract 2x, and that'll give us negative y equals negative 2x plus 6. And now, because I've got a negative y, I'm going to multiply everything here by a negative 1. So let's multiply by negative 1. That'll just change the sign of every term. So we'll get y is equal to positive 2x minus 6. Now I have to enter this into my calculator, so I popped an image of the TI-84. They're all pretty much going to look like this one, but what you want to do first is press this key right here. Oh, let's see if we can get it. This key right here. It doesn't show up too well, but it says y equals. All right, so you press that y equals key. And when you press that key, you get a bunch of y's. You get like a y1. You get a y2, so there's a bunch of these. I think there's maybe 10. Well, I can see 7 anyway on my calculator. But we need only 1, so under y1, type in 2x minus 6. So here's the 2. The 2 is down here. Oh, let's get to it. So press the 2. And then the X key is right here. It's got 4 symbols on it. All right, so you type in, press the 2, press the X key, and then the minus key is, now it's a subtraction, so it's minus right here, and then the 6. All right, so press 2, X, minus 6. And that should give you this right here. Now I'm going to move the calculator out of the way here because they're telling us this. They want on this window, x goes from negative 10 to 10, y goes from negative 10 to 10. So these are the x values. That's our x range. These are the y values. We don't have to worry about the scale too much. That's typically going to always be 1 and 1. So we need to find where we're going to get these windows. So if you look over on your calculator, right here in this key right here, it says window on it. It's not coming up too clear on this picture, but it says window. So press that key right there, and then what you get is, I'll just write it here. All right, now what you get is all this stuff right here. And then the top one, we're going to write the minimum for x. Now that's negative 10, right? It gives it to us right here. The minimum x is negative 10. The maximum is positive 10. So we want a negative 10. Now be careful, you want a negative sign, not a minus sign. All right, so here's the negative sign. Follow it over here. The negative sign is right here on this bottom right key. Now the minus sign is here. The minus sign is used for an operation, like this number minus this number. But we don't have two numbers. We have only one number, so it's a negative. So when you write with a negative, you use this symbol right here. So type in negative 10. Then press enter, then go down and type in positive 10. Now the x scale is probably set at 1 already. The y minimum we're going to use, that's over here. That's going to be negative 10 also. So put that negative 10 in, and just be careful again. That negative is that key right there. If you were to try this, it would look okay, but then when you try to do something, you get an error message. So negative 10, then positive 10, and then a 1. Now, when you've got all that business in, right over here, I'm at the calculator at the top right here, that key right there says graph. So the keys we were using were this one here, y equals. Then we went to, where did we go? We went to Windows. Now we're over here, graph. So when you press the graph key, the calculator will set up your window from negative 10 to 10, on y, negative 10 to 10, and then it will draw the graph of this equation. Where is it? That equation right there. So go ahead now and press the graph key. All right, now we got to match up these graphs. Well, the graph, my graph goes up. So my graph looks like this. Right, here's my window. My graph looks like this. So it is not this one, right? It's definitely not this one right here. We can scratch that one off. So what is it? Is it A, B, or C? So on your calculator, as best you can, look to see how far up that one is and how far over that is. Now when I look, I don't think it's this one right here. That looks just too tight to me. This one here looks like it's too small also. I'm going to go with this one right here. I'm going to go with B. Now number 10, we're still going to use, if you look down here at the bottom right, here's what we're using. Negative 10 to 10 on x. All right, so these are the x's. Minimum, maximum, and then negative 10 to positive 10 on y. So I'm going to just draw a graph up here. So I'll just label something right up here. Just follow me up here. This is going to go from negative 10 to 10 on the x's, negative 10 to positive 10 on the y. You can see it's a little bit squished there. All right, so press the y equals key. So press your y equals key. And let's see, let's just go with y1. Now you may already have something in y1. So when you press the y equals key, if there's already something there, what you have to do is press the delete key. Just keep pressing it. Press the delete key until it's gone. So here's the picture of the calculator. So the delete key is right here, DEL for delete. So just press that delete key until the old y1 is gone. Now type in the new y1. So you're going to type in the x. All right, so you type in the x. Then you need the x squared. All right, now there's a couple ways to get the x squared. So to get that x squared, you can press either the x squared key, which is going to be right here, or you can press the x. Well, either way, you're going to have to press the x. So go ahead and press the x first. So just press that x key. You press the x. That's what you get. Now you want to square it. So you can either press this key right away, in which case you will get this, or you can do this. You can press this key over here, right, the up arrow, the caret key. That raises something to a power, and then you can press 2. One step here, x squared. More generally, if you had a cube or a fourth or fifth or 10th or something, you'd have to press this and then the value of the exponent. Now, be a little bit careful here. Your cursor, when you do this, your cursor is right here. So you have to get it out of there. So press the arrow key. So you could come over here and press that arrow key and get down out of that exponent. So you just got to get down out of that exponent. So I'm going to press that arrow key, and that'll bring you back down here. Now press plus. There's the plus. So press plus. And then 2x. And then minus 4. Now this is a minus. This is not a negative. That's a minus. So you want this symbol right here. That's the minus. That goes between two numbers. This is just for a negative. Now next up, check to be sure that your window is negative 10 to 10. Negative 10 to 10. You can do that by pressing window, and it should come up x minimum, negative 10, x max, negative 10. If not, just set it, just like we did in the last problem. But it's probably already set from the last problem. Now we're ready to graph. So go ahead and press the graph key right up here. Press the graph key. Now when I do that, I'm getting this picture here. I get this is called a parabola, and it's offset a little bit. It's not going right through, it's not really symmetric around that vertical line. So do any of these graphs look like that one? Well, let's see. This graph opens upward, right? It opens upward, so it is definitely not this one right here. That one opens downward, that one's downward. Now, both of these, B and D, are kind of offset. Well, now that I look, it's got a D on it here, so I guess the answer's already given to us in this problem. So what I would have to do, though, is I need to start counting. So where does it look like, when you do your count, where does it look like that minimum point is? Looks like it's over here. Boy, those are hard to see. You know, I'm going to try something. So I just enlarged this graph. Now here's what I see. My graph on my calculator looks more like this one over here. See this one up here? This is above the axis, where this one is below it. So I'm going to go with this one, and that's already marked for us there anyway. Problem 11 wants us to graph this, y equals 2x plus 6, similar to, I think, the problem we did in number 9. But I'm going to go to y equals, so go to y equals, right, y1 is what you get. y1, put in the 2x plus 6. Now, if you've got something in there already, press that delete key until you eliminate it. Now, the window we want is still the one we've been using in the last couple of problems. It's probably already set. So go ahead and press graph. Now, when I press graph, I get something that looks like this. So I can rule a couple of these out right away. Right. My graph, as I look left to right, the graph is increasing. Right. So I can rule out this one. That one's going down. I can rule out this one. That one's going down. Now my graph lies completely on this side over here, right here, all right? It's to the left. Now look at this one. This one's going up, but it's to the right, right? So I think it needs to go up this way, which would be this graph right here. So I'm going with B. Now we've got a fraction here. Y equals 5/2 x plus 1. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to y equals, press my y equals key. y1 will come up. I've got stuff in there from the last graph, so I'm going to press either clear or delete. And I'm going to put in this. I'm going to put in 5 divided by 2 x plus 1. Now, this is going to give me this. 5 over 2x plus 1. It is not going to give me this. 5 over 2x. Remember, the order of operations say what you're going to do is division, multiplication, as you encounter them. So the first thing that's going to happen, I'll divide 5 by 2, then I'll multiply by x. So it is not this one right here. Now, if you just want to be very careful about it, you could do this. You could write, okay, y1 equals, you could put a parentheses, 5 divided by 2x. But that will give you the same thing as this right here. All right, and then plus 1. So go ahead and graph, press graph. We're in the same window, right? Look at our window down here. Negative 10 to 10, negative 10 to 10. So 5/2 x plus 1. What do you think? Well, it's a straight line. It's a straight line, so it's not this one. It's not, well, okay, it's not that one. Now, what's happening with it? It's a straight line that goes up. Now, this one, as I look left to right, this one is going down, right? So it's not that one. It's not this one. That one's going down. The only one that goes up is this one right here. So I'm going to claim that the answer is D. 13, let's put in, go back to y equals. I'm going to go to y1. I'll press clear, get all that other stuff out. And just as a reminder, I'll pop in the calculator again. The y equals key is right here. So press the y equals. You get about 7 of them that show up on your calculator. They look like this. Go to y1. Press clear or keep. Here's a clear key. Clear key's over here. That will clear out anything you have in here. If you press clear, it will eliminate it. Or you can just press delete until it's all gone. All right, now put in x. So type in x. Now, again, you can press either over here. You can press the x squared key or up arrow 2. All right, I'm just going to press the x squared key. Now, when I press the x squared key, I get that exponent of x up there. But I got to be careful because my cursor is still here. So now I don't want to start typing plus 3x because then I get all that. All right, so you need to get the cursor back down here. Get it back down here. So do that with your arrow key. So just press the arrow key. All right, well, I just did it again, and apparently you don't have to worry about when you press the x squared key, the cursor drops down here. So you can go ahead and just press plus 3x minus 2. All right, so that exponent, when you press the x squared key, the cursor gets dropped down here. I think if you were to press this key, that up arrow, and then the 2, you might have a problem with that exponent remaining up here. But we're not going to have to worry about it if you press the x squared key. Now, what window are we in? Same windows we've been using before. So just go ahead and press graph. Now, can you see which one do you think it is? Look, you're getting this parabolic shape here, right? Now mine opens upward. Mine opens upward like this. So definitely it does not open downward. We can rule that one out. So which one is it? Is it this one here? That looks kind of symmetric. This one's kind of shifted to the right. This one's shifted to the left. Now when I look at my graph on my calculator, I see this one right here. I see it shifted to the left. So I'm going to claim now that this is the correct answer. That graph matches that equation.